He put the testy in testimony. Monday night's congressional hearing into the IRS scandal got more heated than my outdoor jacuzzi in February. Right, Rick? With repubs hammering the agency's commissioner over thousands of lost emails. It started with House Oversight Committee Chair Darrell Issa.
We have a problem with you, and you have a problem with maintaining your credibility.
Oh, they ended a lot of relationships with that line. And other Republicans joined in the fun, including former prosecutor and great hairstylist Trey Gowdy.
What criminal statutes you've evaluated?
I have not looked at any.
Well, then how can you possibly tell our fellow citizens that there's no criminal wrongdoing if you don't even know what statutes to look at?
Because I've seen no evidence that anyone consciously...
Well, how would you know what elements of the crime existed? You don't even know what statutes are at play.
Why do you got to look at statutes to figure this out? And here comes Mr. Jordan.
This has been a major news story for the last 13 months, and you don't remember who came up to you and said, hey, boss, we lost Lois Lerner's emails. You don't even remember anything about that situation.
No, I remember being told in April.
But you don't remember who told you?
I do not recall who told me.
He's a robot, Rick. And Democratic Congressman Elijah Cummings supported his GOP colleagues and ripped the commission new one.
I care about what people think of you. And I really mean that. And I don't want a moment to go by without you knowing that I appreciate you coming into this institution, giving it the best you got, and then having to come in here and go through this hell.
I think I may have misinterpreted that one. Anyway, we asked two squirrels to act out one of the more tense moments of the hearing.
What criminal statutes you've evaluated?
I have not looked at any.
Well, then how can you possibly tell our fellow citizens that there's no criminal wrongdoing if you don't even know what statutes to look at?
Because I've seen no evidence that anyone consciously...
Well, how would you know what elements of the crime existed? You don't even know what statutes are at play.
I knew it was going to end badly, but it always does with squirrels. They can't hold back, Rick. Scandal of the century, with the exception of Jethro Tull winning the Metal Grammy. But I feel like unless the media grabs onto this, they're going to get away with this.
This is a huge problem, and I'm being very serious. I think the fact that when you have the IRS that can go after anyone.
Yes.
It's the most powerful organization, and you can't say a word to the IRS. If they ask you a question about 1921, you have to know exactly how much you made, and there's no excuse, and they just deal you a bill. And right now, when they can't find emails showing that they targeted conservatives, this is hugely serious, and I think that we all have an opportunity to talk about this nonstop.
Yes,
with the circus that's going on.
This is the biggest. I think this is the biggest thing. It's the VA stuff was ongoing corruption. We can talk about that some other time, but it's bad. But this thing was real. Carly, is it time for a special prosecutor, or at least an average one?
I think it's definitely time for an average prosecutor. At least we can get that. My takeaway with this story is, in such a technologically advanced world, in a world where people can build robots that read the news, how can you not obtain emails from a computer that's crashed? I mean, it offends me that the IRS would think that we are so stupid not to believe that.
That is it's the arrogance, because they know that we know, but they know they're going to get away with it. It's like, we're lying, but the media's not going to do anything. So yeah, it crashed, we lost it, ha ha ha. Screw you, America.
Exactly.
You know what gets me even crazy mad? And I'm going to go to you, Joanne.
Sure.
It's a very O'Reilly-esque move that I just did. What say you? Okay, you got a congressman apologizing to the IRS instead of the American people. That's crazy to me. I am turning into a loudmouth talking head right now.
I mean, everyone's crazy. If you look at them all, we have the diva hands coming out. There's a lot of emotions involved in here, which I appreciate. If they're, speaking a little bit for the American people, I think we're all emotional. And, I've learned a lot from past relationships, and it's reminding me of it here. Lying by omission is real.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
And the IRS right now is a very sucky boyfriend.
Yeah, that's true.
I love that.
Yes.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Everything comes down to that. Andy, go ahead and defend your heroes at the IRS.
Oh, I absolutely support what Elijah Cummings did at the hearing. He's my hero. He is the only smart one on that committee. Who's going to get audited next year, Cummings or Gowdy?
That's true.
Come on.
Sure.
Yeah.
What he did was sheer genius. He just got himself a free pass for life.
Yeah, that's true.
He will never pay taxes again. A couple of things. First of all, I thought Darrell Issa, in his opening, he said, we have a problem with you and you have a problem with your credibility. I thought that was fair and balanced. He admitted there were problems on both sides. It's not that it's impossible that 7 hard drives crashed unrecoverably and that there are no backups because they use tape drives and recycle them every 6 months.
Yeah.
It's not. But it's highly improbable. And any journalist who wasn't suspicious of an improbable claim by the government isn't a journalist anymore. And it's amazing to me, even though I know what they are, it's still amazing to me that they can sit there and say, oh, there's nothing to see here.
Where's your hero, Glenn Greenwald, now, Andy? Why isn't he going after the government?
He is going after the one agency in D.C. that is possibly more powerful and invasive than the IRS, the NSA.
Oh, that was an
Listening in on telephone calls or auditing people you don't like. I think it's a
I'm more scared of auditing because I say nothing in my phone calls that are of any interest. You would go to jail if you did what the IRS did.
Yeah.
The IRS would send you to jail for what they are doing. Meanwhile, you've got MSNBC's covering the second bridge gate. Good for them.
Yeah.
And I think John Oliver did a whole piece on Dr. Oz and supplements. So I think that's an important thing that we should be covering, not this stupid IRS stuff. All right. Coming up,